Yo, welcome back, traders. Welcome back to my channel. I keep talking about the power of imbalance. In other words, fair value gap, right? Now I'm going to show you how powerful. Maybe a lot of you feel that okay, this stuff isn't that powerful. It is very powerful. Like it's my most preferable institutional reference point, because I've tend to like understand how it somehow works, and then how to find a high probability fair value gap, not just a random fair value gap, but a high probability fair value gap. Now, to tell you how powerful the fair value gap is, to have a valid order block, it needs to come with a fair value gap. Now let's dive into this chart, and then let's do a quick analysis. I've been talking about this very chart for a while. This on Eurusd, this very setup, I've been talking about it from my last two videos, right? Now you see price giving us a break of structure from this point, and then we have our dealing range. Don't forget that always we're making use of our dealing range, that relative equal low right here. You can see they are almost an equal low, and then where do we have a fair value gap? And you can see our dealing range. We're expecting price to trade below the discount area, which is below this 50%. So if I'm to have is an institutional reference point or a point of interest, it should be below that 50%, right? So I'll get a better price to long the market, since we are on the bullish run. So right here you can see that we have a fair value gap which is below 50% of our dealing range. Now here is our next target. Definitely is going to be this high right here, which will be the next draw on liquidity for price to trade into. Now notice how the wicks right here on this candle, this on the daily time frame, they are not closing below the fair value gap, right? Now one traded just below it, but what happened? It closed up there, right? Now I call this this is a pure manipulation, right? Now a lot of people might be longing because they see price closing with this candle. It's possible for a lot of people to just consider it a bullish run and then place their stop loss below, and then you see price manipulating and going higher. Even this one closing higher, and then this price gets to manipulate lower. Takes a lot of people out on break even, and then a lot of people out on stop losses, because a lot of people will be trading their stop losses to reduce risk, right? But that is not what we're about to talk in this video. I'm going to show you how powerful the fair value gap is. So even if you drop down to the 4-hour time frame, you will still see that price gave us this order block which I talked about inside of this fair value gap, right? So you have one entry already, right? You have one entry already, which a lot of people will be in already, placing their stops below this order block and then waiting for price to trade up there. We have that draw on liquidity there, and then we have a nice draw on liquidity here. You can see that double top right there. Okay, so if I am to take this trade, definitely I'm going from that order block, and then my stops will be below that low, and then probably I might be out on that manipulation. You can see it right there. I don't know if I'm placing that right, but the other candle was supposed to take me out, right? I'll be targeting that high. Should be something like this. This other candle will probably take me out right there. So you see, and then this other block was valid because we have a fair value gap in between, right? Look at it. So you can see how powerful the fair value gap is, always confluencing, right? Now, for the fact that price traded below and taking you out doesn't mean that your setup isn't valid, right? The analysis is valid, but manipulation took you out. Okay, we are taken out of the market because price manipulated lower, but we did the right thing, right? Now coming to the hourly time frame, you can still spot the same thing, right? So even if I didn't use that order block, you can see this fair value gap right here. You can see powerful, right? Even from the 1 hour time frame, powerful. If I'm to take this trade, I'll take it from the middle of that fair value gap, which is 50% of that fair value gap. Meanwhile, if I'm taking it from the order block, it will be at the top of that fair value gap. So if I'm taking it at the middle, my stop loss definitely will still be below that low, and then price is still going to take me out, right? Then my target will be this high right here. I'm not going to target it up there. I won't do that, right? I'll first of all target this high. If I make profit from there, I'll come back the next day, wait for retracement, then I'll continue. That is how I trade. I'm not gonna swing it up to that high, right? See, this is 1:5.4, right? If I did to take this trade today, I'll be targeting this high. That is what I'm going to do. But I didn't take this trade because I took a trade on gold. I believe that will play out much better, which it even did. Right here, you can see it when I drop the signal and then boom to this point. But that is not what we 50% of the range, but it's not giving me any sign of retracement now. So assuming this will be a point of retracement, assuming, but there's no sign of price retracing right now. So let's just assume from that point, I'll wait for price to trade like below 50%. Then I could look for a buying opportunity up there, or this high right here. So I always target, once I get 1:4, 1:2, 1:3, especially on this kind of high, I prefer to target this high, right? Because I've been targeting a lot, and then sometimes it doesn't end well for me. So I've learned to target the nearest liquidity. I don't want to be greedy with myself anymore. I've learned to target the nearest liquidity, which is this. So assuming price drops down, let me see, assuming price drops down below 50, I'm going to target the nearest liquidity and wait for another retracement the next day, and then I'll go long. Now over time I might still refine it, but this is what I'm going to stick with for the moment. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.